Hey, guys and gals. Welcome back to the Wild Courage podcast. Again, today I'm in Elko, Nevada at the... Where are we?
The Outside Circle show?
Well, the Outside Circle show, but
we're at the
Stockman's Casino.
Yeah.
I should know that because this is my third podcast today, but it's to the end of the day, so forgive me if I'm a little punchy.
Starting to get a little loopy.
Yeah. So this is another treat because we've never really met till today.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to get to know somebody in this way that you don't really know. And so I'm really honored to have Annie McKenzie, right?
Yeah.
That's my other biggest fear is I get someone's name wrong. So.
Well, you nailed it.
Okay. So thank you for agreeing to do this with a complete stranger. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Well, it turns out we have some mutual friends like we usually do when you talk to somebody for very long. So that's been kind of fun. Shout out to Matt Robertson, our buddy.
Matt, you're the MVP.
Yeah, he really is.
He really is. Guy. He's a great guy.
I know. I love, we were talking earlier, like to meet Matt, he's like pretty introverted. And the fact that he gets on stage and like sings his heart out in his songs that he writes, like blows me away.
Yeah.
Because just getting to know him, I would be like, that's the last thing I could see that guy doing. And he's so good at it.
He really is. Yeah, it's crazy. And it was funny, like I'm getting better, but I was the same way, like super introverted. And then I could get on stage, but it was easier because when you're on stage, like everything's prepared, what you're going to say, and nobody's talking back to you, and you don't have to interact. Like it's scripted. You get up there and say what you have to say. And so it's a lot easier than having a conversation. I feel like I'm not great at conversations.
Well, that makes complete sense because would you consider yourself an introvert?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So to get up on stage, it's not super risky because, like you said, you know what you're going to say because you're a poet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you get invited to these crazy cool places to share your heart in poetry with people, but you know it, so you go up and you share that gift.
It's rehearsed, it's planned what I'm going to say and share. And
so this is really brave of you.
Yeah, because who knows what I'm going to say. I don't even know what I'm going to say.
Well, we have one more thing in common because I don't either.
Oh, good.
So here's what I know about you. Like I just shared with you, 3 years ago, my first year at Elko for the poetry gathering, more specifically the Outside Circle. And like I shared, I've been sober for over a decade, so I remember things. And being at the Outside Circle show, especially the first year, I felt like I was kind of alone in the sobriety thing, which was awesome. But in between musicians, you came up and shared a poem, and it was deeply impactful for me in the way that your words and the way you articulated some of the things that had been going on inside of you really hit deep for me and my story. And I was just deeply impacted by it. And then I didn't know till today when my buddy David's like, remember that's
the same girl.
And then I got excited. I'm like, oh, I want to talk to her because that was so impactful for me. So I know that about you. And I know you're from Jordan Valley.
Yep. That's all you need to know.
That's it.
Yeah,
well,
we're
it's
done.
been great.
Thank you for having me.
So speaking of Jordan Valley, like everybody knows Jordan Valley because of the big loop roping and its lore and its history. One of my really good friends just moved there, Will Hudson.
I'm not sure if I've met Will or not. I'm terrible with names, so I probably have met him, and the name's not clicking with the face.
The name of the ranch he moved on, you would definitely know it because it's only like 4 or 5 miles outside of town. But anyway, you never know those small world things.
I think the Obendorfs hired somebody here recently, but I can't remember I don't know what the name of their ranch is. I should know. It's not that big a town, but names, I'm telling you, I'm terrible with them.
Did you live there your whole life?
Yeah. Yeah, born and raised there.
And how big for the people that have never been in Jordan Valley?
I'm not sure what the population's at now, but it's like 400 or 500 people. It's tiny.
Oh, I thought it would be smaller than that, just because
that's probably the high. I usually estimate high because I don't know what the actual count is.
Well, just to give the lowdown in Jordan Valley, you have the fairgrounds, which is where the Big Loop opens at.
Yeah.
You have the post office that I mailed a mortgage payment from once as I was driving through with my wife somewhere, and we were like, oh crap, we forgot to mail this. So I know you have a post office, you have a gas station, and kind of a grocery store at the gas station, but not really.
Yeah, not really. They have a kind of a mercantile, I guess you would call it now.
Yeah, if you need to get like a loaf of bread or something.
Yeah, they kind of, a new owner bought it. Katie Kirshner and her family got it, and they've kind of upgraded it. So we're moving on up in the world. We're
so you got like
up.
dish soap and stuff now too.
Yeah.
Some more
and they
necessities.
got like pipe parts and stuff if you need to fix a tank or something. They have.
Oh, nice.
Because they have a ranch too, so they know the things that.
The necessities.
Yeah, the necessities that you don't want to drive an hour and a half for.
Because that is where, Nampa? What's
Yeah.
the closest?
So the closest town would be Marsing, I think is closer. And it's, at least an hour.
So in the summer growing up,
But it's not very big either.
yeah, you're taking coolers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've lived
you're
on
buying
ranches
for the whole
too.
month,
Yeah,
and
where
you-
you're going
yeah.
once and you're taking coolers for all the stuff that won't
Yeah,
melt by the time you
stock
get
up.
home in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there's restaurants sometimes open, sometimes not.
In Jordan?
Yeah.
No, there's no restaurants now. They closed the bar and
So you don't even have a bar.
yeah, COVID shut the bar down and they never reopened. And then we had a restaurant, but it burned down and nobody's opened another one. So
So that's a snapshot.
there's a food truck now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like tacos and stuff.
No, they have hamburgers and finger steaks and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. So, and it's really good actually. So that's been super nice.
Yeah. So,
But there's no sit down restaurant or anything.
yeah. Okay. You went to school there?
Yeah.
And is it?
I just went to high school there. I went to middle school in a one-room schoolhouse out next to our ranch, which is 30 miles north of town there.
Oh, wait. So your ranch is even further
Yeah.
out?
No. Yeah. I'm not
You're not
close
even in
to
the
town.
town of
I'm not
400.
even in Jordan. I am 30 miles outside of it on a ranch out there. And then we have a one-room schoolhouse that the people on the creek where we live, there's a couple different families. And so those kids all went to that schoolhouse.
Wow. That's like, you would think that was like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's important because to you and I who grew up in like rural county settings like that, like, yeah. But for a lot of people,
Yeah, we
like they
rode to
couldn't
school and
fathom
stuff.
that, like I grew up in small schools too, where like first grade sat in one row, second grade sat in another. It was like first through fourth grade, one teacher.
Yeah.
And then fifth through eighth grade, one teacher. And then high school might have two teachers depending
Yeah.
on the class size. And I was like, when it's all you know, it's all you know.
Yeah. It was, oh gosh, 7 of us maybe? I can't remember, but most of them were cousins or siblings.
related, yeah.
And the teacher was my aunt.
It's a family deal.
It was a family deal, and
That's
we'd
awesome.
ride to school, and yeah,
Do you
we
remember
did K
it
through
being,
8.
how far did you live from the little one-room schoolhouse?
I think it's 2 or 3 miles if you cut straight across.
Did you ever like ride your horse or anything?
Oh yeah, we rode all the time. We would have to go get our horses in the morning when we were old enough to saddle our horses. We'd go saddle and ride to school every day so they didn't have to drive us.
You're kidding me.
No.
And did you have a little corral at school?
Yeah, we had a
Or
little
hitch
pin at
rail,
school,
or-
and the teacher would help us unsaddle and saddle at the end of the day. And
Wow.
yeah, we had a lot of fun and a lot of mishaps riding to school.
I would imagine on cold mornings. Like,
Oh yeah, and we didn't have like super broke horses. They were
Riding
like the
colts.
old school ranch horses that were running off and bucking half the time. And so yeah, someone's horse would run off in the morning, and
that's
we'd be
amazing.
late to school. And the teacher's like, "It's okay."
Yeah, why are you late for
Wishy-Waldy
school?
was always cool about it.
Well, Baldy ran off with me again.
Yeah. But we definitely didn't help the situation because we were always racing. Like we
Oh, sure.
thought that was great fun. So-
What a unique way to grow up, though.
Oh yeah. No, I really wouldn't change it for the world because it was a lot of fun. I mean, there was a lot of tough times, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I think it's for people that are just obviously going to listen to this. I'm not sitting with like a 85-year-old lady here. Like you're a relatively young lady, so I think that's noteworthy. Of like there's people that still grow up
Yeah.
and live like this, which is, I think, just really unique to how people experience growing up now.
They still have the one-room schoolhouse. There's still, my nephew still goes there.
That's amazing.
But I think there's only 3 of them now.
It's dwindling down.
Yeah, it's getting smaller and smaller.
You guys have to start having kids.
You
Keep
start
the school.
restocking the school.
Do you remember going to high school? Was there a bus?
No, we drove ourselves to high school.
Oh, so you were
Yeah.
14.
So
Did you get like a hardship license or anything?
yeah, well, I don't think technically we did. I think my sister Megan drove until we finally got pulled over and the cop was like, "You don't have a license." And she's like, "Oh, I
We need one of those?
I'm just going to school, man. You can't arrest me for going to school."
Yeah, seriously.
So, but before that, we always had like older cousins or older siblings who were in high school.
Okay,
and they drove until they graduated. I think she was a sophomore or junior, so she got her license pretty quick after they were gone.
Was that like were you excited to go to high school and to the bigger school, or
No, not at all.
you dreaded it?
Yeah. I was not good with people. Like I still don't consider myself
What do
good
you
with
mean?
people. Like
I'm always interested when people say I'm not good with people. Like, to you, what does that mean?
I just feel awkward talking to them. Like they don't want to talk to me. And so I always feel like I'm imposing myself upon them. And so I'd rather not have that feeling. So I'd just rather not insert myself in a group in any way. I would just rather avoid it.
That's interesting. I'm glad I asked you that question, because I don't think that's the same definition for a lot of people.
Oh, probably not. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm awkward and uncomfortable and make them uncomfortable. And so, yeah, I just try to avoid it if I can.
Do you think that's from growing up the way you did? Just not being
maybe-
exposed to a lot of people and social situations?
That might have been.
early
But my
on?
sisters, they don't really seem to have this as much of a struggle like that I did. And my brothers definitely don't. Like they're all very good to visit with. Like people really enjoy visiting with them. Like I can see that. So I don't think it's from just growing up in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it can't be, because if they're not like that,
they're
then
not like that.
It comes from somewhere else.
So I think it's just, probably being a younger sibling and always having my siblings do my talking for me. Like I didn't have to talk. And so then when they were gone and then it was all of a sudden it was my job to do my own talking. I was like, oh gosh, I don't know how to do this.
Are you the youngest?
No, I have a younger brother. And then when I was 11, my dad remarried and had 2 more. So I'm in the middle now. I have 3 older and 3 younger. But I was the youngest or one of the younger ones for a while.
So you were 11 when your folks split up?
No, I was 5 when my mom died.
Oh.
And then 11 when my dad
gosh.
remarried.
I'm so sorry. That's
Yeah.
5. That's
Yeah.
really tough.
I mean, I know it was because of like the after effects of it, but I don't remember my childhood. Like 11 and back is pretty much all gone. Like I don't remember. I have a vague memory of being in a hallway, which I think is the hospital hallway, and everybody crying, but I didn't know why. Like I just knew everybody was sad. And I think that was the hallway of my mom's hospital room. But other than that, I don't have like hardly any childhood memories.
I don't either.
Yeah. When people talk about it, I'm always like, how do you remember that?
I think that, the more I've kind of dove into this journey and trying to understand, like, the question is like, why do I show up the way that I do? That's kind of been my journey of like, I don't think this is normal behavior. Why do I show up this way to certain social settings or whatever? And so that's what really started me on this whole journey is, why do I show up the way that I do? Mm-hmm. And so at some point you start reflecting on childhood, right? And like, where does this come from? And as I kind of investigated that, I started finding out that it's interesting with certain traumas, like it's like this self-protective measure that subconsciously happens in our nervous system and psychologically. And it's just away.
Yeah.
And I used to be like kind of bummed out about it. But then as I went down the journey, I was like kind of grateful for it, because I'm like, maybe it was too much for us to comprehend or carry at that time.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this protected me from maybe some things that.
My sister and I talked about that. It was like,
Oh, you did?
I wish I could remember more. And she's like, it's probably a good thing we don't. Who knows what other effed up stuff happened? And thankfully, we just don't know.
So you don't have any recollection of your mom at all?
I watched a home video the other day, and I realized I didn't even know what the sound of her voice was. It was crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was insane to like hear it. I was like, oh gosh, she didn't sound like anything I thought she was going to.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it weird? Was it weird?
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was like so bizarre. A trip? Yeah, and then everybody says I look like her, which I kind of see, but I also don't. So it was like hard to like balance it. Like everybody says I look like this person, but I'm looking and hearing this person, and I don't see any of that familiarity that I should feel, and it was hard. Yeah.
Yeah, because when somebody's saying that to you, but yet that's not how you're experiencing it, it sometimes can make you feel like,
like I'm missing something.
Getting it. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's about the time that like my mom didn't pass away, but my mom and dad separated and left, and so I can't identify with what you've been through at all, but I know the ramifications of kind of growing up without a mom in that way. That is different from yours, because I still got to, once in a while see my mom and stuff, but I can't imagine how that plays into like when you get into teenage years and like, and then a stepmom introduced into that. I only know from my perspective of somebody new coming in that role, and how that was really difficult.
It was tough. Yeah. And it wasn't easy for her either. Like she got
Some
a ready-made
pushback.
family, 5 kids who were basically feral. And then all of a sudden she's like supposed to be in charge of us to some extent. And it was not easy for anybody, especially her. I can't even, like, looking back as an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I am so sorry that you had to go through that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And she moved a long way. She lived in Reno, and so she had to move to the middle of stinking nowhere.
So she had no support system as far as like...
And it was tough. And it's hard when you marry into a ranching family and stuff for anybody, and then to not have that support system and stuff. So like I was really angry as a kid, like the different disagreements and fights and stuff we would get into, and I had a lot of hatred. But as I've gotten older, it's like it's easier to see the other side of the story and realize like, oh, there was another human being going through something and you weren't helping.
But when you're younger, it's like,
you're a kid.
You have no
you
perspective, but
see that
your own experience to show up whatever way that is. And also like, who's teaching anybody how to deal with like any kind of mourning or that kind of loss?
Yeah. There's
like
not
that kind of grief is like unsurmountable to like.
Yeah. It's not like, I think they tried to get us counseling, but they kind of got some people who were, the only word I can think of was like yuppie, but they were like so far removed from like
your reality,
our reality. Like they had no idea what even like waking up to feed horses looked like, let alone like everything that happens on a ranch. And my mom just passed away. Like the lifestyles were so varied. It was like they couldn't even understand who we were as people to help, and then to get beyond that to what we're struggling with. So we went for a little while, but we didn't keep going.
Yeah, it was no help.
No.
I experienced that too. Like if there's such a gap between relatability, it's like I
like
don't.
You don't get me. I don't want to keep talking to you.
Yeah. And some clinical response doesn't
exactly.
land well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, they tried, but it was like they probably should have shopped around for a little better therapist.
Well, that's the other thing I found is like, I think my wife and I went through like half a dozen or more
Yeah.
marriage counselors, and we left worse than we ever went. And so much of that is the right fit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
So how long after your dad got remarried did they have kids? What's the age gap there?
So Becky would be, I think she's 11 or 12 years younger than me.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you were.
Yeah. But I had a younger brother, and so she was 10 years younger than him. So there was between
2 years.
Yeah. So yeah, 10 years gap between dad's youngest boy and then
The new ones.
yeah, the new ones.
Yeah, that blended family stuff's hard.
Yeah.
I've had I've had some step siblings that have come and went, and it's like either the brand new, like your situation is a little different because they got together. She didn't have any kids coming into it.
No.
Right.
And we're a very family oriented family, like my cousins and like we're all close and stuff. And so having two new babies around wasn't anything new.
Yeah.
And we just loved playing with them and teaching them how to ride and stuff. Like my little sister Becky was my older sister Megan's like shadow forever. Like they were best buddies and went everywhere together. And
so that part of it worked.
So that part of it worked
like,
really good. Which maybe was my experience. Maybe she's like, they were terrible. I don't know.
Who knows? I just also was just thinking about your dad for a minute and like putting myself in his shoes and how extremely hard.
Yeah, he did not handle it well.
That would have been.
It was awful.
Because how many there was five
of us.
And then your mom unexpectedly passed away.
Well, she had cancer, so it was a long, hard battle with it. So it was tough. Yeah.
And he's running the ranch.
Yeah, I think.
Is it a family?
It was a family deal. So he was running it with his brothers, and then he had sheep too that he was running. He had a whole sheep operation that he was running at the time, and then the brothers' ranch and the 5 kids, and
When you say, and we don't have to deep dive into it, when you say he didn't handle it well, it was just too much.
Yeah, he just turned to alcohol, basically, became an alcoholic and kind of dove off the deep end there and didn't which I think a lot of people do. He just separated himself from us, just threw himself into his work and stuff. I think it was hard for him to come home to no wife and 5 kids and chaos. And we had nannies and we ran nannies off right and left. I don't even know how many nannies we went through. We were wild children. There was one who lasted, I think, I don't even know if it was a week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we were pretty feral. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of life a lot of hard life in a very short amount of time for all of you involved.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah.
Did anything change with your dad and his behaviors or coping mechanisms when he got remarried?
No, he struggled with his drinking for a really long time. And that was another thing. He has this brand new marriage and stuff, and she's struggling with all the changes that are going on, and he's struggling. And so it was hard for everybody involved, and it was just not good for a couple of years. And it's gotten better. It does, time kind of heals all wounds, like they say, but it was a tough go for a while.
What was in that time, when you were in high school? Was riding an escape for you, or is it just horses and being out with your family and having some hindsight now from that season of your life, being able to reflect back, what did you do with all of that. Like, that's so much.
Yeah. It was like looking back, I just basically hid myself from sight, from the world as much as possible. Like I would read a lot. I would escape into books. Like we couldn't like really watch a lot of TV or anything, but I could read, which we'd get in trouble and they would like ground us from reading because that's what we did so much of. But it was literally an escape from all the turmoil that was going on. So I would read, and what I really loved to do was like I'd get a book and I would go get in the hay and the hay feeders for the horses, and I'd lay in the hay with the horses eating and read my book. And that was like the most peace that I could possibly find, was doing something like that.
Probably felt safe to be right there. And
that was my safe place. But I was like that before my mom died. They said they lost me one day. My mom did. She couldn't find me. And finally she found me. I was curled up in the doghouse with the puppies. I was like 3, I think. I had crawled in the doghouse and was sleeping with a new litter of puppies they just had. So animals have always been kind of my go-to.
Yeah, they're amazing in their inability to judge.
Yeah.
And to make us feel anything other than, they just can't lie.
Yeah, exactly.
They just can't lie. So you get to experience this thing that's relational and alive and breathing without any of the heartache until they die.
I have a poem and it's like, I've never had a horse tell me something he didn't mean, and I've never had a dog who didn't love me.
Yeah, that's good. And true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting through high school was more of the same, just of kind of, I got to get through this.
Yeah.
What was the plan like after high school? Was it like, get me the hell out of here? Or was it like...
I was scared to leave. I was pretty terrified to go on to college, but I'm not sure what pushed me to do it. I mean, I'm glad that I did. And I just went to a college that I had family members who had went to. And so they had rodeoed there, so they knew the rodeo coach, and I was able to get on the rodeo team. And then my sister lived kind of up in that area, and we were driving home from visiting her. My sister Megan and I were driving back to the ranch, and she's like, you want to swing by the college and try out for the basketball team? Like, we're right here. You like basketball. Do you just want to go try it?
Did you play basketball in high school, obviously?
Yeah. And so I was like, there's no way I'm going to get on a college basketball team. Like, I'm not that good. I love basketball, but I'm not that good. And she's like, let's just try it. So we swung in there, talked to the coach, and she was like, yeah, you can come play for me. That'd be great. And I was like, what? Which, she just needed probably more people to practice with, but I was grateful to get to go do it. I had a lot of fun. Yeah.
So especially from like a super small, you're probably at Jordan Valley's, like, I don't know the age or the division.
It's
and
1A, so it's as small as you can possibly get.
Yeah, like 8-man football, 6-man football.
Yeah, sometimes, 6-man football.
Yeah, so
a lot of times, yeah.
So that's pretty wild that from that small of a school.
Yeah.
Did you excel in basketball? Like,
no, I wasn't like.
Did you guys like?
I wasn't all state or any like. Well, I mean, I can't even remember our record from my senior year. I know we didn't like win state or anything. I was on the like all-star team, and I got to go play with a bunch of different kids from Oregon, but I wasn't like some phenomenal stud of a basketball player. I had really good defense. Like, I was super good at defense. I was scrappy as all hell, but I just loved it. And I tried my butt off on the court, and yeah. And the coach, I really do think she just needed more people to practice with. But I did get to play a few games and stuff. Like, I didn't start or anything, but I had so much fun doing it. I'm so glad that we just randomly decided to swing by and see if they'll go for it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many years did you play basketball?
I only played 1 because I was rodeoing 2, and rodeo and basketball kind of overlap, so it was hard to do both.
Oh.
And I was getting a scholarship from rodeo, so I and I was getting paid a little bit from basketball, but not as much as the rodeo. And so I was like,
It was a pretty easy decision. What'd you do what events did you do?
I did all of them. Yeah. I wasn't very good at any of them either. I had a really good horse though.
I was going to say, did you take a ranch horse from home?
Yeah. Like the best horse that probably came off the place. And I somehow lucked into her and got to college rodeo on her. And yeah.
So where did you go to college?
Walla Walla Community College.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I went there and then I went to Eastern Oregon University. So yeah.
Did you rodeo through that whole
Yeah. But
time?
I went online to Eastern.
Oh, okay. So they
didn't really have a rodeo program then, but I was able to still college rodeo with their school name.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And now you enjoyed that?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
How was that adapting from Jordan Valley to college that it's not a huge college, but it's a lot bigger than Jordan Valley High School. A lot bigger than Jordan Valley. Yeah, it was about like the transition from Rockville to high school. It wasn't that smooth for me, I don't feel like. But the basketball team helped a lot. Like I met because you're so close with those girls, like you're going to practice, you're lifting weights. We'd have a lot of the same classes because we had to have early morning classes to have basketball practice. So we're in a lot of the same classes. So, that familiarity, it's like
just
a built-in
being around somebody.
community,
Yeah,
really.
it made it a built-in community. And
so you didn't have to go there and like try to feel your way around to find friends because you had rodeo, you had the basketball team.
I had those teams and was able,
tight-knit.
those people were around me all the time and I had to get to know them and they had to get to know me. And
well, it's probably a gift that you got into team sports that forced you into.
I
gotta talk to these people.
Guarantee it.
I just don't believe that, but
it's true. I promise you, it's true.
So this might be way too personal, but like, are you dating throughout any of this? Like,
no,
like
not
in
really.
high school at all? Like,
I didn't really date in high school. And there was some people, I guess you would call it like we hung out or whatever, but I never had any serious relationships through high school or college. Like at the end of college, I dated a guy for a little while, but it never was anything super serious. I didn't actually have what I would call a serious boyfriend until after college. And I dated a guy, and I probably should call that serious. He was a super good guy, but I just knew I didn't love him. Like I wasn't in love with him, and I wished I was, but I wasn't. And so it didn't work out.
That's a horrible feeling, right?
It was awful.
Especially when they're a good person.
Yeah, and he was such a sweetheart. I was like, why can't I just feel the way I want to feel about you? Like he was the best. I still look back, I'm like, God, I wish I would have just loved him. Then I had a super serious relationship and it went to hell. And that was, I haven't dated.
Did that one last for a long time?
It was 2 years almost, I think. Yeah. We were talking about getting married and all that jazz.
All the big plans.
Yeah.
Was he a cowboy type guy?
Yeah. He had a ranch. And it was the lifestyle that I kind of wanted and stuff, but
It's interesting when you have the person that's on paper's perfect, but at that heart level, like the first guy you were sharing, dang it. But then the opposite of that is everything's perfect over in this area, like the goal, the dream, the ranch, could see myself having a future with this person.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I was going to. I thought that's where we were going. And then he cheated on me and I couldn't reconcile that at all. I already had struggled with my childhood and having a dad who wasn't there for me. And then to have the person who's supposed to be my person and be there for me also not be there for me. I was like, I'm not going to relive my childhood. No, thank you. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. It's some form of abandonment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Of there's a theme, a pattern here that hurts really, really bad.
Yeah.
Of the person that's supposed to show up and fight for me.
Yeah, exactly.
And protect me.
Yeah. I can remember being 10 years old and my dad was drunk and I don't even remember what was happening. you know, they say like people won't remember what you said, but they will remember how they made you feel or whatever. We were in the porch and I was sitting on the bench and he came in there and said something and then just walked out and I was just bawling. And I was so mad at myself because I loved him so much. And I also hated him so much in that moment. And it was like those two conflicting emotions were so strong. And I think that like just got fairly deeply ingrained. And then to have it brought back up again was just like, heart-wrenching.
So painful.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It was not fun to have to do it twice for sure.
And I've recognized too in my life, like there's like the initial shock of that abandonment, but like underneath the layer of it is like this deep level of betrayal.
Yeah.
That's really tricky.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
for sure.
And betrayal, like when somebody like does something horrible, like cheats on you or something like that, it's like the sticker shock of it is like a certain level of pain.
Yeah.
That you feel. But then for me, when I've experienced something like that happening, it's like this deep seed of betrayal gets planted in your soul. That's like, from your first experience to that experience is like, okay, this isn't happening to me again. I don't care the cost, and I will protect myself to not feel that way again. And I get it. I get why we do that. It's self-protective.
Yeah. And I think I had
right?
I hadn't had any relationships because of that feeling that I had, like, which was like ingrained, and I didn't really realize it. Like that was what was preventing me from giving my heart to anybody, was that feeling of the people who are supposed to be there for you are the ones who hurt you the deepest. So don't add any more people that you love, because that's just more people who can hurt you. And so I avoided it for a really long time. And then I fell hard and fast, partially because he had been married. His wife had died of cancer. He had a little boy who was like the same age that I was. So I like related to the little boy. And, you know, it's like a perfect mirror of my childhood trauma that I think I almost like was called out to my heart, like as something like I can make that little boy's life the life that I wished I would have had. And it was so hard to like give that up and to like, I can't do that for you, because if this person who's supposed to be my person is going to betray me, like I'm not going to be able to provide the happy, loving home that you deserve. And it was like my heart was broken twice.
That's a whole nother element to it.
Oh man, it was awful.
Oh my gosh, Annie, that's so hard.
And it was
That's a lot.
It was rough. And that's where, like, because I had struggled with depression on and off my whole life. Like it had been something that had been very prevalent, but I didn't really address it. Like it was kind of like in the background, like, oh yeah, sometimes I'm really sad and I don't want to do anything, but that's just life, and just kind of rolled on with it.
Sweep it under the rug. Yeah.
And then I was already kind of in a depressive episode, and this all happened, and I just hit my rock bottom. Like it was all the childhood trauma comes right back on top, and like all the betrayal, and like there was lies. Like it wasn't just cheating, it was cheating, and it was lying, and it was scheming, and I was just shattered. Like I just want a person. Why can't I have a person? Like everybody else gets a person.
Yeah.
And I thought I had one, and then I was reminded why I haven't looked for one. And so then, it just sent me down this deep, dark spiral, and I hit what hopefully was bottom. Hope I never go back there. Hope there's nothing lower that I end up in.
The hard part in that too is like this narrative that I've had to fight with also, of like, I'm not worthy of love.
Yeah.
Like somebody made a case against me and they proved in court
Yeah.
that I'm not, clearly, if you start adding these things up, I'm not worthy of a person. I'm not worthy of love. And here's all the evidence to prove my case against myself.
Yeah.
Did you
Oh yeah,
feel like you
100%.
experienced that
all
too?
these, I can give you hundreds of examples, and that just proves it over and over again. You don't deserve this. You don't get this.
And then if you have a propensity to be sad and have some depression, and then you get a blow like that, it's like,
Yeah.
that's a dark place
Oh
to
man.
crawl into. Having crawled into many deep, dark holes, never wanting to be found again myself, like what did you do?
I cried a lot.
Yeah.
I got a hold of a therapist. I've reached out and went online and found somebody who I could talk to and didn't know me and didn't know, didn't have any wishes one way or the other which way my life was going to go. Because when you get advice from people, like people have, whether they know it or not, they have like kind of like a dream or an expectation of where they are. They have an agenda of where they think your life should go or what you should be doing. And so I didn't want any of that. I just wanted like somebody who had no skin in the game and who I could just talk to and tell how I was feeling and what was going on, and like where, they could help me through it. And I'm so grateful I did. Like because I was living with him at the time, and I left and went back to my family ranch. My sister was living there at the time, but she was gone. And I was obviously spiraling and like as sad as I could freaking possibly get. And I didn't have a person there to talk to. And so I'm really thankful that I recognized I needed to talk to somebody, because it was like that unlovability, that feeling of being unloved, and that self-worth was just like plummeting, and like, it doesn't even matter if you're here. Like, you're not important, obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah. And so I reached out to just talk to somebody, have a voice at the end of the line. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I did.
I think it's, you said something that I've never heard anybody quite articulate like you did, that I think's super valid, that I just want to circle back to. There's a lot of well-meaning people in our lives that subconsciously, I don't think that they're setting out to be manipulative a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like, they're well-meaning,
they're
good
definitely
people,
well-meaning,
and have good intentions towards you, but they're not the right people to get advice from.
Yeah.
Because it might not be healthy. I guess I'll just say what I'm trying to say. It can create a victim narrative if you just surround yourself around people that are only in your corner because they love you. Mm-hmm. Which sounds kind of backwards and jacked up, but I've stayed in a narrative and a loop of victimhood because I only surrounded myself with people that really loved me so deeply that they couldn't see the forest through the trees either. Mm-hmm. They had my back, and we need that.
Yeah.
I needed an outside voice, and I've said this on here 100 times. I went through so many therapists till I found the right guy. And he, in the first 5 minutes, told me, your wife's not your problem. You're your own fucking problem. And I was like, I just paid you $150
to be mean to
me? Tell me the truth.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Yeah.
And that was my person that I trusted, because he wasn't sugarcoating anything. And to your point, he was telling me what I needed to hear without any noise or background or family connection or ties. And so I think it's so important that you shared that. And that's why I want to circle back, because again, I just see people get in a loop of victimhood where they get in a whirlpool of people having compassion for them, which is good, but then pity, and then, screw that person and they're wrong. And that's true. But there's always an invitation for us to kind of clean up our side of the street in certain situations too. I'm not saying yours, because that was really a horrible things that happened to you, but there's still an invitation in it all to look back at how that all went down and how we could do things differently. And to work through it. So I love that you said that, because that's a really great point. Yeah.
It's and I didn't, I don't know why, but going through that ended up making me share more with more people than what I had in the past. Like, I was very, like, my grandma Dean, she got so mad at me one time because I didn't tell her what was going on. I can't even remember what I had going on, but I don't tell people things. And she says, you don't say shit if your mouth is full. Like, what is happening in your life? I don't know, not much. So that experience made me like, I think because I was searching for answers so much. So I started talking to other people and like trying to find, I guess, that connection in a way. But I kept running into people who kept coloring my experience with their own. Like, oh, it's really hard when they have kids from another marriage. Like, I really struggled with the kids, and I was like, I love the kid. No, that has nothing to do with anything. I wanted to stay just for him, but I couldn't, and that really sucked. Like, this is not the same. And so I kept running into things like that. Like, they wanted to help me, and they wanted to be on my side, but like you said, like, they were like kind of trying to create a victim mentality. I'm like, that's not even, I'm not a victim in that sense at all. Like, that part wasn't hard. Like, no. And so it was really hard. But having that outside perspective who just can look at the situation and not have any of that noise, like you said, was so helpful.
Yeah, that's really brave of you too, just kind of knowing this part of your story, for you to have the courage to like reach outside of anything that anyone you knew. Like, that was really brave of you to do that. Like, I'm surprised that,
I don't know if it was brave, maybe dumb. I don't know.
No, it's a huge part of your story though, right? That you were able to reach out to somebody that you didn't know and be like, I need help.
I need help, and I need it right now. And it's so dumb because you just like keep telling yourself like it's not that big a deal. Like, just get over it or just let it go, which I've had people tell me that too. Like, just let it go. Like, you're holding on to these things that happened in the past and you just need to let it go. And it's like, right. And I'm working on that, but just saying, just let it go and ignoring it is not working, because I've tried that and it's gotten me to this even worse place.
Do you know where that gets you? Nowhere good.
Yeah.
And you said it earlier and it kind of rolled your eyes, but the same thing with time heals all wounds. It doesn't. It doesn't heal any of it, nor does just letting it go. Because when somebody says that to you, how we experience someone saying that is, it's saying what you're feeling doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then what does it do? It plays into that self-narrative you already have of, I'm really unlovable.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy of love. And then you got people saying all these little things that we've all heard and probably said to other people in life, like, just let it go. Rub a little dirt on it. All the cliche things, like time heals all wounds. And inside, we're like, I can't. You don't understand the amount of pain I'm in.
Yeah.
So when we hear people say things like that, and they're well-intentioned, I get it.
They're not trying to be harmful.
It just, we're like, okay, I guess I need to push it down a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then, like I was talking to somebody today, I'm like, it's amazing how surprised we are when someone kills themselves. Like, what does everybody always say? I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Why? Because the narrative is, Just let it go.
Yeah.
Time heals all wounds. You'll be okay. Just forget about it. Forgive and move on. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Until you can't anymore. And that's part of like the narrative that I think we're trying to disrupt is like, no, don't push it down anymore.
Yeah.
And if you're getting bad advice from the people in your circle, do what you did.
Yeah. Go find better advice or better perspective.
Yeah.
Or different perspective at least. Because yeah, you can get bad advice and people are not trying to give you bad advice at all. Like they love and care for you and want to be helpful, but it still, the road to hell was paved with good intentions.
That saying is true.
Yeah, 100%.
The other ones we mentioned aren't, but that one
is true.
That's for truth,
Yeah.
for sure. So you moved back home. You reached out. You started getting help. You were you're very close with your sisters, and that was kind of your support system.
Yeah, 100%. But it still wasn't. I still wasn't good. Like
Yeah, there's no magic fairy dust.
there's no magic fairy dust, and I'm still not great. Obviously, like I can't talk about it without feeling those old wounds again. But it was a long, hard winter. And winter's tough. It's like seasonal depression added on top of like freaking all extra. It's like extra depression. So that was fun. But if I wouldn't have had them, I don't know what I would have done because it was somebody who, like, my sister knew without me telling her that I was not in a good place. And so she was like, my shadow, like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, you want to go do this? Hey, like, can the kids hang out with you? I think she had me watch her kids a lot because I love kids and I love her boys, especially, like they're like my kids too. And so I think she would just like make up stuff. Like, could you watch the boys for me? Because she knew how much like I loved them and enjoyed being around them and they'd lift my spirits and stuff. But it was still tough. Like I remember we were feeding cows one day and we're standing by the tractor and I don't even remember how we got to this part of the conversation, but I just remember saying, I don't want to be here anymore. Like I'm tired of living. I just want life to be done. Like 30 years has been enough. Let's just call it a day. And I still have that feeling. Like, if I was done, I'd be okay. Or like going out of my way, which is not fair of me to do to my own family. But like, if I do get, because, ranching obviously is a dangerous lifestyle. If I get in an accident and I'm like, you need like to do not resuscitate. Like, don't put me on life support. Don't do any of that. Like, if it's a bad wreck, just let me go for the love of God. Like, I don't want to have to fucking come back through a physical struggle after all my mental struggles. Like, I'm done. Don't you dare do that to me. Which is probably not fair to do to them, but it's just like how I feel on the matter. And it's still a struggle. Like it's better now, like reaching out and talking to people and having people talk to me and tell me like me sharing has helped them. Like that has in turn helped me feel like it matters. Like every life is connected and helps improve another life. And so that has been very healing to do that.
That's amazing. It is true. It's like, people, the thing that hurts us most, it's fascinating, but what hurts us is the same thing that can heal us.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's super hard. But I think by design it's set up that way somewhat for some reason.
Yeah.
But it is true. I've just seen it happen so many times in my own life and my own experience of like the fear, insert all the things we've talked about.
Yeah.
rejection and disappointment and the not enoughness and not worthy. Like on the I don't know how to get on the other side of that fully without letting people, not the same people that hurt us.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear about that. But letting humanity back into our story, and that's what can heal us, because it just makes sense. It's like if you take this much out, this much has to go back in to make it whole again. And it's like these crazy humans that take it out of us. It's what can help fill it back. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I've never tried to articulate it like that, but I've just found in my own experience, and it's super scary.
Yeah. And I'm struggling with that, with letting people back in.
Sure. And
it's
rightfully
hard.
so, because we've seen so many people that keep doing the same repetitive behavior over and over again, trying to fix it with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And I did that for a long time, and that's not good either. So I don't think either way is like better than the other or worse. But I do think that, unfortunately, that's the way back.
Yeah.
But but our journeys are also different. That timing's everything.
Yeah.
And knowing when to go on the journey of the T word, trust, which is super scary.
So scary.
But when the time's right, and it's always going to feel risky.
Yeah. Yeah. I always like wish I was better. Like I'm well aware of why I am bad about it, but it's like you can know how your brain works and still fight against it, I guess, is the way to put it.
Well, yeah, because again, it's psychologically, it's a narrative that we've bought into, and it's really hard to undo that narrative.
Yeah.
And to spin it back out, especially when you said the word earlier, we have all this proof that narrative is 100% true.
Yeah.
And as we start to undo it, it's like, well, this one thing true, but the 12,000 other things that I've plugged into that narrative with this one thing, maybe some of those aren't true.
Yeah.
And that's the deconstruction of all of this that's tricky and hard, because we experience that to be, here's what I've learned as an older man.
You're not that old.
Just because it's my truth doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. I don't even know if that makes sense at all. But that's just something that I've just been kind of working through in the last month of this is how I experienced this.
Yeah.
So I know it to be true. Mm-hmm. But is it the truth?
Yeah.
It is to me. But as I get healthier and get less about it being about me, I've softened on the idea of it being the truth.
Yeah.
Because I'm further away from this needing to be just about me.
Yeah.
Which is, as you get healthier, that's part of the cool part of this whole journey, is then you get to start to be more in touch with, why am I here? Oh, you love kids. Oh, you're a writer. Oh, but when we're in that deep, dark place,
Yeah.
there's no space for any of that, right? So I don't know. I just want to somehow encourage you with that of keep going, because as we get more pieces of the puzzle put together, I don't know, the path becomes a little bit clearer.
Yeah. And it is it is getting clearer and getting better. I do need to put in more time and effort to it. It's really easy, especially when you live on the ranch and you live out in the middle of nowhere and you can just kind of hide away from it all. And then something will happen and you kind of get smacked back down hey, idiot, you're not healed yet and you need to keep working on this. And so like coming to stuff like this and being like, oh yeah, I need to keep working on this. Like keep putting it out there and keep letting go of some of the stuff that I've convinced myself is true, but might not be true.
There you go. That's good. As we kind of start landing the plane here, what do you say to, I promise you this, your courage and bravery and vulnerability is going to reach a lot of women. I'm telling you right now. And that's what's so beautiful about us talking into these little things. It's like it goes out, and I'm just telling you, like, it's really beautiful that you shared this in your story, and that a lot of the times the feedback I get is like, oh, that's great for that guy or gal that made it through all this stuff and now they're crushing it. And I think part of the beauty of us meeting right now is like, I feel like you're very much still in the process, right?
Yeah.
You're still
100%.
much in the middle of it, and you're not completely on the other side. Like things are better and you're moving towards the right direction. But I get the sense that like, because of your amazing vulnerability, you're like, no, I still have my days.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That are
100%.
hard. So with all that being said, what do you say to that younger, older, same age girl as you that's like freaking out right now because you're telling their story? Like, what do you want to share with them that are like maybe a year or two removed on this side of where you're at today, that are feeling really like, oh my gosh, she's saying my story?
That you matter and that you are lovable, I guess, would probably be the two main points. So I really hope they know that you really do matter.
And so do you. You're amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I like sharing with people how I experience them, because I've found out that the way I think people experience me isn't necessarily the truth. And I think you're such a light, and I think you're super brave and courageous. And I think you're so worthy of love and acceptance right where you're at, not where you're headed. But today, I love you.
Oh.
Like seriously, genuinely, like you're so worthy of unconditional love and care. And I'm really sorry that up to this point, that's not necessarily been your story. But I don't know, as a man and as a father, like I just feel a lot of compassion towards you. And I just want you to know that you're very worthy. You're very worthy of love unconditionally. And again, not where you're headed, but today, right where you're at and where you sit. And I'm really glad that you're my new friend, and I look forward to seeing where this journey takes you. And just know that I'm not going to be the only one that's in your corner cheering for you. And I'm just not afraid of messy at all. And so I think you're doing big things. Just by doing this is going to reach a lot of people and give a lot of hope, which is the point. So
I hope so. It better be worth it. I have not cried in a long time. I'm almost mad at you.
So I've had, just to make you feel a little bit better, I had the first podcast today was with a special forces, like badass guy that been overseas and done all the crazy things. He sat in that chair and he cried today.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
And he's like,
Yes.
he could take down anybody in this town in like 3 seconds. So I think it's that chair.
Yeah.
Because when
Put me
Jordan
in a
came
Jinx
on
chair.
and she cried and I cried, and I don't know, something's happening, but
Oh my gosh.
this is can totally be a no. Is there any chance you would share your poem with us?
Oh, yeah. I have to read it because
It's okay.
I haven't recited it in a while. That one's tough to recite, and I did it the 1 year, and I haven't really done it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to do on stage.
I would really appreciate it. I think it would really kind of be a nice way to send us off.
I'm tired all the time, and I can barely get out of bed. But the responsibility's mine, and the critters still need fed. Brush it off as sometimes I sing the blues, 'cause depression is a word that cowboys don't use. I need to move my cows, they're running short on feed. I need to shoe my horses, they've all got long feet. Need to let my dogs out, had 'em kenneled all week. But it seems like I can barely find the energy. Struggling in this muck like a yearling in a sluice. But depression is a word that cowboys don't use. I've seen other cowboys struggle with this affliction, mask their hurt and brokenness with all kinds of addiction. Yeah, he kind of lost it. He went off the deep end, became an alcoholic, and lost all of his friends. Maybe he just didn't know what else to do. 'Cause depression is a word that cowboys don't use. Mental health just means you're really good at math. And you should just get over it if you're ever feeling sad. Cowboys don't cry. Pull yourself up by the bootstrap. They're well-intentioned lies that'll catch you in this trap. If you can't be honest about what it is you face, then how do you intend to ever escape? It's a vicious cycle of self-inflicted abuse. But depression is a word that cowboys don't use.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. And if you want to check Annie out, come to Elko next weekend, and she'll be performing at the poetry gathering in town, right?
Yep.
Well, seriously, thank you so much. It's been such an honor, and I think
thank you.
You're amazing.
Yeah. I probably needed to have, this is probably a very cathartic cry.
Yeah.
I needed it.
Good. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Thanks, guys. Adios.